Hey there, you're looking kind of cute. Don't forget to subscribe and check out all my other socials. Enjoy. The cardboard box sat on the kitchen counter. No one had opened it. No one knew what was inside. Nathan touched his short blonde hair and looked at the package. His daughter Emma had left it with a note. Dad, for the party tomorrow, trust me. E. It was Saturday morning. Sunlight came in through the window. Someone ran down the stairs. Emma ran into the kitchen. She wore a purple tank top and denim shorts. Her brown hair moved as she ran. Did you open it yet? Nathan shook his head. What is this party? It's a clothing swap. Everyone brings clothes they do not wear, and we trade. It's fun. Emma took scissors and cut the tape on the box. I got you something to wear because you don't have anything to bring yet. Emma, I don't think... Dad, you promised you'd come. All my friends will be there. Besides... Her voice softened. When was the last time you went to any social event? The divorce had been finalized 18 months ago. Nathan knew Emma was right. He'd become a hermit, shuttling between work and home, declining every invitation that came his way. Fine, but I'm not wearing anything ridiculous. Emma pulled out a green midi dress from the box, holding it up with a triumphant grin. The fabric looked soft, with 3/4 sleeves and a modest neckline. Underneath lay a pair of tan wedge sandals. This is what you expect me to wear? Everyone's doing it. The whole point is trying new things. Please, Dad, for me? Nathan examined the dress. The color reminded him of spring grass. This is insane. Is it, though? You've been stuck in the same rut forever. When did you last do something that scared you? The question hit harder than expected. Nathan couldn't remember the last time he'd stepped outside his comfort zone. Work, home, sleep, repeat. His world had shrunk to the size of a shoebox. One afternoon, that's all I'm asking. Nathan sighed. You're going to help me with whatever this requires? Emma squealed and hugged him. Yes, we need to shave your legs first. And I have some makeup that'll work with your skin tone. This is going to be amazing. 2 hours later, Nathan stood before the bathroom mirror, barely recognizing his reflection. The green dress fit surprisingly well, falling just below his knees. Emma had insisted on shaving his legs, and the smooth skin felt strange against the fabric. She'd applied subtle makeup, just enough to soften his features without looking overdone. We need to do something about your hair. What's wrong with my hair? It's too short, but don't worry, I have an idea. Emma disappeared and returned with a blonde wig, slightly longer than shoulder length. This was Mom's. She left it behind. Nathan's chest tightened. His ex-wife's things usually stayed boxed in the attic, but somehow this felt right. Emma carefully positioned the wig, adjusting it until it looked natural. There, perfect. The person in the mirror looked nothing like Nathan. Looked nothing like the tired, withdrawn man who'd given up on life after his marriage fell apart. This person looked alive. I can't go out like this. Why not? You look great. Besides, everyone at the party will be trying new looks. That's the whole point. The wedge sandals took some getting used to. Nathan practiced walking around the house, while Emma offered pointers about smaller steps and better posture. By the time they loaded into Emma's red Honda Civic, Nathan had found a rhythm. You need a name for today, something that fits. A name? Well, yeah. You can't show up looking like that and be Nathan. How about Allie? It's close enough to your middle name, Alan. Allie. The name rolled around in Nathan's mind as Emma drove across town. Each stoplight brought new anxiety. What if someone recognized him? What if he fell in the sandals? What if... Stop overthinking. You're going to have fun, I promise. The house belonged to Emma's friend Rachel, a sprawling 2-story in the suburbs. Cars lined the driveway and street. Nathan's stomach churned as Emma parked. Remember, everyone's here to try new things. No judgment, just fun. The front door opened before they could knock. Rachel stood there in a flowing yellow sundress, her red hair pulled into a messy bun. Emma, and this must be your... Oh my God, you look amazing! Heat rushed to Nathan's cheeks. Thanks, I'm, Allie. Come in. Everyone's in the living room. We've got mimosas and snacks. The living room buzzed with conversation. About 15 women milled around, examining racks of clothing and accessories. Some Nathan recognized as Emma's friends from college. Others were strangers. All welcomed him warmly. "Ladies, this is Allie, Emma's dad." Rachel caught herself. "Emma's +1. A woman in a blue blazer approached, extending her hand. "I'm Patricia. Love your dress. The color really complements your skin tone." "Thank you." The compliment felt genuine, not forced. "First time at one of these?" Nathan nodded, smoothing the green fabric nervously. "Don't worry, we're all friends here. Grab a drink and jump in. The rules are simple. Find something you like, try it on, and if it fits, it's yours." Emma had already disappeared into the crowd, leaving Nathan to navigate alone. He accepted a mimosa from someone and began browsing the clothing racks. The variety was overwhelming. Dresses, skirts, blouses in every color imaginable. "That green is definitely your color." Nathan turned to find a woman his age, examining him thoughtfully. She wore a black pencil skirt and white blouse, professional but approachable. "I'm Diana. You're new to this?" It wasn't a question. Nathan nodded. "The first time is always nerve-wracking. But look around, everyone's just here to have fun and maybe find something new. No pressure." "I don't really know what I'm doing." Diana smiled. "None of us did at first. Here, let me help. What's your usual style?" This is my first time wearing anything like this." "Then you're a blank canvas. How exciting. Come on, let's find you some options." Diana proved to be an excellent guide, pulling items that would fit Nathan's frame and coloring. A navy blue wrap dress, a floral skirt with a cream-colored blouse. Each suggestion came with explanation. Why certain cuts flattered, how colors worked together, which fabrics moved best. "Try this one." She held up a burgundy sheath dress. "The color will make your blonde hair pop." Nathan took the dress to the makeshift changing area, a corner sectioned off with curtains. Removing the green dress felt strange, like shedding skin. The burgundy replacement slipped on easily, hugging in different places. "Let's see." He emerged to find Diana waiting with 2 other women. Their faces lit up. "Oh, that's stunning." "The fit is perfect." "You have great legs. That hemline really shows them off." Compliments flowed freely, each one chipping away at Nathan's self-consciousness. These women didn't see a man in a dress. They saw Allie, someone trying new things and looking good doing it. The afternoon flew by. Nathan tried on dozens of outfits, each change bringing new confidence. The women shared makeup tips between clothing swaps. Someone fixed his lipstick when it smudged. Another showed him how to walk more naturally in heels. "Allie, come here!" Emma waved from across the room. She stood with 3 friends, all holding glasses of wine. "Tell them about your job. She's an architect," Emma added proudly. The conversation flowed naturally. Nathan found himself discussing building designs and city planning while wearing a floral sundress and strappy sandals. His audience listened intently, asking questions and sharing their own career experiences. "An architect? That's so cool. I bet you design amazing spaces." "Mostly commercial buildings, nothing too exciting." "Don't sell yourself short," Diana interjected, joining the group. Creating spaces where people work and live is incredibly important. As the afternoon wore on, Nathan noticed something shifting. The constant checking of his reflections stopped. The worried adjusting of the wig ceased. He simply existed in the moment, chatting and laughing like any other guest. "Allie, you have to see this." Patricia held up a coral-colored blazer. "This would be perfect for work. Professional, but with personality." Work. The thought hadn't occurred to Nathan. This afternoon was supposed to be a one-time thing, a favor for Emma. But as he tried on the blazer, admiring how it transformed a simple white dress into office-appropriate attire, possibilities began forming. "You know," Diana said quietly, "there's a support group that meets Thursday evenings. Just women talking about life, careers, relationships. Very casual. You should come." "I don't know if I..." "No pressure, but if you ever want to explore this side of yourself more, you'd be welcome." Emma appeared at his elbow. "Dad, Allie, sorry. Rachel's ordering pizza. You staying?" The easy thing would be to leave. To go home, remove the wig and dress, and pretend this never happened. Return to the safe, small life that had become his prison. Yeah, I'm staying. Emma beamed and hurried off to help with food orders. Nathan caught his reflection in a wall mirror. The woman looking back seemed happy. When was the last time he'd seen that expression on his own face? It's a lot to process, Diana said, following his gaze. Take your time. There's no rush to figure everything out. The pizza arrived as golden hour light slanted through the windows. The group had thinned to about 8 women, all lounging on couches and cushions, boxes of pizza open on the coffee table. Nathan sat cross-legged on the floor, careful to keep the skirt he now wore, a denim A-line Emma had insisted he try, properly arranged. So, Allie, Rachel began, Emma tells me you've been having a rough time since the divorce. Nathan shot Emma a look. She shrugged apologetically. It's been an adjustment. I went through the same thing 3 years ago, offered Maria, a woman in her 40s wearing a paint-stained t-shirt and jeans. Felt like my whole identity just evaporated. Wife, partner, half of a couple. Suddenly none of those fit anymore. How did you cope? Badly at first. Then I started trying new things. Took up painting, joined a book club, traveled solo for the first time, had to figure out who I was when I wasn't defined by someone else. Others shared similar stories. Career changes, moves across country, relationships ending and beginning. Each woman had faced moments where their old life no longer fit, where they had to build something new from scratch. Sometimes, Patricia said, you have to let go of who you were to become who you're meant to be. The words hung in the air. Nathan felt them settle deep in his chest, a truth he'd been avoiding for months, maybe years. I should probably head home. The words came out without conviction. Already? But we haven't done the accessory swap yet. Rachel jumped up. Plus, I have those earrings that would look perfect with your coloring. I don't have pierced ears. Clip-ons, honey. I've got tons. Before Nathan could protest, he was surrounded by jewelry options. Delicate gold hoops, pearl studs, dangling silver pieces that caught the light. Each addition transformed the outfit in subtle ways. Try these. Diana handed over a pair of simple gold clips with small jade stones. They matched the green dress he'd arrived in perfectly. You're all being so kind to me. Why? The question seemed to surprise them. Rachel answered first. Because we've all been where you are. Maybe not exactly the same situation, but that feeling of not fitting in your own life anymore? We get it. Plus, Emma added, you're actually fun when you're not moping around the house. Emma, what? It's true. This is the most I've seen you smile in over a year. Nathan wanted to argue, but couldn't. She was right. For the first time since the divorce, possibly longer, he felt present, not going through the motions or counting days, but actually living. The offer stands, Diana said, pressing a business card into Nathan's hand. Thursday evenings, 7 o'clock. Very low-key. The sun had set by the time Nathan and Emma gathered their things. His haul was impressive. 3 dresses, 2 skirts, several blouses, and the coral blazer Patricia had insisted he take. Everything packed into shopping bags Rachel provided. This was wonderful. Thank you all. Hugs were exchanged, phone numbers traded. These women who'd been strangers hours ago now felt like friends. They'd seen him, really seen him, in a way nobody had in years. The drive home was quiet. Emma focused on the road while Nathan processed the day. The wig no longer felt foreign. The dress moved naturally with his body. Even the wedge sandals had become comfortable. You okay? Emma finally asked. I think so. That was... I know, pretty intense. Why did you really want me to come today? Emma was quiet for a long moment. Remember when I was 15 and going through my goth phase? You never made me feel weird about it. You just took me shopping for black clothes and helped me figure out eyeliner. That was different. Was it? You told me identity wasn't fixed, that it was okay to try on different versions of myself until I found what fit. I was talking about teenage rebellion, not this. Maybe. Or maybe you were talking about something you understood better than you realized. They pulled into the driveway. The familiar house looked different somehow, like seeing it through new eyes. Nathan gathered the shopping bags while Emma unlocked the front door. "I'm proud of you," she said quietly. "Today took guts. It was just a party." We both know it wasn't just a party. Inside, Nathan headed upstairs to change. The bedroom mirror reflected Allie back, blonde hair slightly mussed from the day, makeup faded but still visible. He reached for the wig, then stopped. Not yet. Instead, he hung the new clothes in the closet, each piece carefully arranged. The green dress went in the center, a reminder of where this started, or where it was heading. Nathan wasn't sure which. A knock interrupted his thoughts. Emma stood in the doorway holding 2 mugs of tea. "Figured you might want to talk." They sat on the bed, steam rising between them. Nathan tried to find words for the swirl of emotions. "I don't know what happens now." "You don't have to, just take it one day at a time." "What if people find out? What if someone from work saw me today? Then they saw you happy. Is that really so terrible?" Nathan considered this. The architecture firm was conservative, traditional. Showing up as Allie would cause waves. But the thought didn't bring the panic it should have. "Diana gave me her card. There's a group that meets Thursdays." "Are you going to go?" "I don't know, maybe." Emma smiled. "That's not a no." They talked until the tea grew cold. Emma shared stories from college about friends exploring their identities. Nathan found himself opening up about feelings he'd buried for decades, the sense of wrongness, of wearing a costume every day that never quite fit. "I used to try on your mother's clothes," he admitted, "when she was at work. I told myself I was just curious." "Dad, Allie, whoever you are right now, it's okay. You know that, right? It's okay to not have all the answers." The tears came suddenly. Months of numbness cracked open, grief and fear and hope spilling out in equal measure. Emma held him while he cried, murmuring reassurances. "I'm scared." "I know, change is scary, but you know what's scarier? Staying stuck forever." Eventually, the tears stopped. Nathan wiped his face, grimacing at the mascara smears. "I must look terrible." "Nah, just human." Emma stood. "I'm going to order Chinese food. You hungry?" "Starving." "Cool, don't change. The delivery guy won't care, and I like hanging out with Allie." Alone again, Nathan studied his reflection. The day had shifted something fundamental. There was no going back to the narrow life he'd built, the safe box that had become a coffin. But moving forward meant embracing uncertainty, potentially losing things that mattered. His phone buzzed. Diana had sent a text. "Great meeting you today. Here's the address for Thursday if you're interested." An address followed, then, "No pressure? Come as you are, whoever that is." Nathan saved the contact. Thursday was 5 days away, 5 days to decide who he wanted to be. The food arrived while he was still in the green dress. Emma was right. The delivery driver didn't bat an eye. They ate lo mein and orange chicken straight from the containers, Emma chattering about work drama while Nathan listened. "You're different tonight," she observed. "More relaxed." "I feel different." "Good different?" Nathan considered. The anxiety hadn't disappeared, but it had transformed into something more like anticipation. Like standing at the edge of a cliff, knowing the jump would be terrifying, but the alternative was worse. Yeah, good different. Sunday arrived gray and drizzly. Nathan woke early, habit pulling him from bed at 6 despite nowhere to be. He padded to the kitchen in pajama pants and an old t-shirt, then stopped. The shopping bags from yesterday sat by the door, waiting. Without overthinking, he grabbed them and headed back upstairs. The coral blazer called to him. He paired it with the white dress from yesterday and the tan wedges. The wig settled into place easier this time. "Going somewhere?" Emma emerged from her room, yawning. "Just to get coffee." "Like that? Is that a problem?" Emma grinned. "Not at all. Grab me a latte?" The coffee shop was 3 blocks away. Nathan had walked there hundreds of times, but never like this. Each step felt monumental. The barista, a young man with gauged ears, smiled normally as he took the order. "Name?" "Allie." It came out naturally, no hesitation. The barista scribbled on 2 cups, and Nathan found a corner table to wait. A few other early risers occupied the space, none paying him any attention. Just another woman grabbing Sunday morning coffee. Allie, 2 lattes. Walking to the counter, Nathan caught sight of his reflection in the window. The woman there looked confident, put together, nothing like the broken man who'd been sleepwalking through life. Back home, Emma was making pancakes. She'd set 2 places at the table, NPR playing softly from her phone. How was it? Normal? Boring, even? That's kind of the point, right? For it to feel normal? They ate in comfortable silence. Nathan found himself planning the week ahead. Work would be complicated. He wasn't ready for that conversation yet, but after work, weekends, the edges of his life where he could explore. I think I'm going Thursday. Emma looked up from her pancakes. To the group? Yeah, Diana seemed nice, and maybe it would help to talk to people who understand. I think that's brave. I don't feel brave, I feel terrified. Those aren't mutually exclusive. Monday meant returning to the architectural firm. Nathan dressed in his usual navy suit and tried not to think about the dresses now hanging in his closet. The commute felt strange, like wearing a costume that no longer fit. Morrison, good weekend. Ted from accounting fell into step beside him. It was different. Tell me about it. My kid made me go to some pottery painting thing. Spent 3 hours making the world's ugliest mug. They chatted about normal things, sports, weather, upcoming projects. Nathan nodded and responded appropriately, while part of his mind stayed in Rachel's living room, surrounded by women who saw him clearly. The day dragged. Meetings about zoning variances and load-bearing walls. Lunch with clients who talked about golf handicaps. Every interaction felt like playing a role he'd forgotten the lines for. You all right? His assistant, Karen, noticed him staring blankly at blueprints. You seem distracted today. Just thinking about some changes to the Morrison building plans. Well, don't overthink it. Sometimes the first instinct is the right one. If only she knew. Tuesday and Wednesday followed similar patterns. Work, home, sleep. But the evenings were different. Nathan found himself trying on the clothes from Saturday, experimenting with combinations. The burgundy dress with the coral blazer, the floral skirt with different blouses. Each outfit felt like possibility. Emma helped with makeup tips via YouTube tutorials. They sat on the bathroom floor while she demonstrated contouring and eyeshadow techniques. The key is blending. You want it to look natural. This is harder than calculus. Yeah, but more fun. Here, try the bronzer. By Thursday afternoon, Nathan's stomach was in knots. The support group met at 7. He'd changed his mind a dozen times about going. What if it was awkward? What if they saw through him? What if... Stop, he told his reflection. The woman there wore the green dress that started everything, paired with the jade earrings Diana had recommended. Just go, you can always leave. The address led to a community room in the public library. Nathan sat in the parking lot for 10 minutes, watching people enter. Normal-looking women of various ages, nothing that screamed support group. Diana appeared at his window, tapping gently. Thought that might be you? Coming in? I'm not sure I belong here. Nobody's sure at first. Come on, I'll introduce you. The room was smaller than expected. 8 women sat in a circle of folding chairs, cups of coffee and cookies on a side table. They looked up warmly as Diana led Nathan in. Everyone, this is Allie. She's new. Hi, Allie. I'm Susan. A woman in her 60s with silver hair smiled. Grab some coffee and join us. We were just starting introductions. Nathan found a seat between Diana and a younger woman with intricate tattoos. The circle felt safe, contained. As each woman shared a bit about themselves, the knot in his stomach loosened. I'm Beth. I'm a nurse, been coming here about 2 years. This group saved my life when I was going through my transition. Margaret, retired teacher, started presenting as female full-time last year at age 58. Best decision I ever made. Around the circle it went. Some were trans, others exploring gender expression in various ways. All had stories of discovery, of finding themselves in unexpected places. Allie, want to share anything? No pressure if you're not ready. Nathan took a breath. I don't know what I am. Last Saturday, my daughter took me to a clothing swap and I wore a dress for the first time. Well, First time in public, and something clicked, like I'd been holding my breath for 45 years and finally exhaled. Nods around the circle, understanding faces, no judgment. That's beautiful, Susan said. The exhale moment. We all know that feeling. I'm terrified, Nathan admitted. I have a career, a life built as Nathan. I don't know how to be Allie beyond these clothes. You're being Allie right now, Beth pointed out. The clothes are just fabric. Allie is who you are when you stop pretending. The session lasted 2 hours, but felt like minutes. They discussed practical things, workplace transitions, family conversations, finding appropriate healthcare, but also deeper topics, identity, authenticity, the courage to become. Same time next week? Diana asked as they walked out. Yes, definitely yes. At home, Emma was waiting with ice cream and questions. Nathan recounted the evening, the women he'd met, the stories shared. So what happens now? I keep going, keep exploring, see where it leads. And work? I'll figure that out when I need to. Right now, I just want to be present in this. Friday morning, Nathan made a decision. Instead of his usual suit, he wore the coral blazer over dark slacks and a feminine-cut blouse. Not full Allie, but not entirely Nathan either. Baby steps. Looking sharp, Morrison. Ted didn't seem to notice anything unusual. New blazer? Something like that. Karen raised an eyebrow when he walked in. That's a great color on you. Thanks. Trying something different. The day passed without incident. A few curious looks, one compliment from a female colleague about the blazer's cut. Nothing earth-shattering, just Nathan, or maybe Allie, existing in the space between. That weekend, Emma suggested shopping. You need basics, proper undergarments, shoes that actually fit, maybe some casual clothes. They hit the mall early Saturday. Nathan expected stares, whispers, confrontation. Instead, sales associates treated him like any other customer. A helpful woman at Nordstrom spent an hour finding the right bra size. The shoe salesman didn't blink at fitting him for women's size 11s. See? Emma held up a turquoise sweater. Just shopping, no drama. I keep waiting for someone to say something. Most people are too wrapped up in their own lives to care, and the ones who do care? She shrugged. Their problem, not yours. They bought foundation garments, 3 pairs of shoes, jeans that actually fit Allie's proportions. Each purchase felt like claiming space, building a wardrobe for the person emerging. Sunday brought another support group member's invitation, brunch at a quiet cafe downtown. Nathan arrived to find Diana, Beth, and Margaret already seated. Allie, love the outfit! Margaret gestured to Nathan's ensemble, the burgundy dress with black cardigan and ankle boots. Thanks, still getting used to having options. Girl, I've been full-time for a year and my closet still overwhelms me sometimes, Beth laughed. The paradox of choice. They talked about everything and nothing. Work stress, recipe recommendations, the new season of that Netflix show everyone was watching, normal brunch conversation between friends. Nathan realized that's what they were becoming. Friends. Can I ask something personal? Nathan ventured as they waited for the check. Shoot, Diana said. How did you know? When to stop being part-time and just be? The 3 women exchanged glances. Margaret spoke first. For me, it was when maintaining the male persona became more exhausting than any fear about living as myself. I was spending so much energy on the performance that I had nothing left for actual living. I hit a breaking point at work, Beth added. Had a panic attack in the men's room because it felt so fundamentally wrong to be there. Called my boss that afternoon and started the conversation. Everyone's timeline is different, Diana said gently. Some people know immediately, others take years to figure out. There's no wrong way to do this. I've been thinking about telling my boss. HR maybe. Testing the waters. Does your company have protections in place? Nathan nodded. On paper, yes. In practice, I'd be the first that I know of. Pioneers usually are, Margaret said. But someone has to go first. The week that followed blurred together. Nathan spent lunches researching workplace transitions, reading stories of others who'd navigated similar paths. He drafted and redrafted an email to HR, never quite hitting send. Thursday's support group focused on family relationships. Nathan shared his fears about extended family, his elderly parents who'd never understood even simple changes. You can't control their reactions, Susan reminded him. Only your own authenticity. What if I lose them? What if you don't? What if they surprise you? Friday afternoon, Karen knocked on his office door. Got a minute? Sure, what's up? She closed the door behind her, unusual for a routine check-in. I wanted to say something, and I hope it's not overstepping. Nathan's heart hammered. Okay? I've noticed some changes lately. The clothes, your whole energy seems different, lighter somehow, and I just wanted you to know that whatever's going on, I support you. This office needs more color anyway. The tears came before Nathan could stop them. Karen handed over tissues, waiting patiently. Thank you. That means more than you know. We've worked together 8 years. You hired me fresh out of college when nobody else would. Least I can do is return the loyalty. That evening, Nathan forwarded his draft email to HR. Not the full disclosure, just a request to discuss some potential workplace changes. Small steps. The weekend brought another clothing swap at Rachel's. This time, Nathan arrived as Allie from the start, confident in a floral wrap dress and the comfortable wedge sandals. She returns, Rachel hugged him warmly. And looking fabulous. That color is perfect on you. The group had grown. New faces mixed with familiar ones, all welcoming Allie like an old friend. Nathan found himself giving advice to another newcomer, sharing Diana's wisdom about cuts and colors. You're a natural at this, Patricia observed. Look at you, mentoring already. I had good teachers. Emma appeared with a camera. Mom's not going to believe this without photographic evidence. You've been talking to your mother about this? She asked why I seemed happier lately. I told her you were finally dealing with your stuff. Emma snapped a photo of Nathan mid-laugh. She wants to have coffee when she's in town next month. The idea of facing his ex-wife as Allie sent a shiver of anxiety through Nathan. But maybe that was okay. Maybe anxiety meant growth. Allie? A new voice called out. Nathan turned to find a colleague from a competing firm, Denise, holding a glass of wine. I thought that was you. You look amazing. The moment Nathan had dreaded was here, professional lives colliding. But Denise was smiling, genuinely pleased. I didn't know you knew Rachel. My daughter Emma is friends with her. You? College roommates. Small world. Denise lowered her voice. I have to say, this explains why you always had the best eye for interior design. The subtle touches that made spaces feel alive. Total feminine energy. They talked shop for 20 minutes, Denise treating Allie no differently than she'd treated Nathan. If anything, the conversation flowed easier without the performative masculinity that usually colored professional interactions. See you at the Planning Commission meeting Tuesday? I'll be there. Fantastic. Love the earrings, by the way. Emma appeared at Nathan's elbow as Denise walked away. That seemed to go well. I think I just came out to my entire professional network. How do you feel about that? Nathan considered. The spike of panic had faded, replaced by something like relief. Free. I feel free. Monday morning brought an email from HR, scheduling a meeting for that afternoon. Nathan dressed carefully, the coral blazer over a conservative dress, professional but authentic. Mr. Morrison, thank you for reaching out, Jennifer from HR began. Your email mentioned wanting to discuss some workplace changes. Yes, I'm transgender. I've been exploring this for a few months now, and I'd like to start presenting as female at work. My name is Allie. Jennifer's expression didn't change. Thank you for trusting us with this. Let me pull up our transition guidelines. The next hour covered logistics, email changes, bathroom policies, communication plans. Jennifer was thorough and supportive, asking preferred pronouns and timeline preferences. When would you like to make the transition official? I've already started, in a way, but maybe next Monday for the full change? That gives us a week to update systems and prepare communication. I'll draft an email for you to review if you'd like to alert your team. My assistant, Karen, knows... Sort of. Denise from Hartwell Associates saw me over the weekend. Word travels fast in this industry. Better to get ahead of it with clear communication. Nathan, Allie, left the meeting feeling lighter. The secret was out, or would be soon. No more compartmentalizing, no more costume changes in parking lots. Karen was waiting in his office with coffee and a knowing smile. Good meeting? I'm transitioning, officially. Starting Monday, I'll be Allie full-time. About damn time. I've got your back, boss. Now, let's talk about redecorating this office. The masculine minimalism has got to go. They spent the afternoon planning changes, adding plants, colorful artwork, making the space reflect its soon-to-be occupant. Karen proved fiercely protective, shutting down the one negative comment from a junior associate with a glare that could melt steel. Tuesday's planning commission meeting arrived faster than expected. Allie dressed conservatively but confidently. The navy wrap dress Diana had recommended, low heels, minimal jewelry, professional with a touch of personality. Morrison, good to... Oh, Commissioner Bradley did a double take. I apologize, have we met? It's Allie now, but yes, Bob, we've worked together for 6 years. Right, of course. Well, shall we discuss the Henderson project? And just like that, they moved on. A few curious glances, one whispered conversation Allie pretended not to notice, but overall the meeting proceeded normally. She presented her designs, answered questions, advocated for sustainable materials. Just another Tuesday, except completely different. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out my other socials if you want more content, early access, behind the scenes, and more. All links down below.